We apologize for being cut it short on the last few minutes of the presentation over there, introducing that Mr. Pico from the Once Upon a Time in Mexico have a strength of a pillar to strengthen down and not call upon the Terrorism World Conference Summit. We will be honored if you can call the leaders and honors World Conference Summit in a speed up Sport World Conference Summit and Sustainable Development for Government World Conference Summit in the name of the leading voice over here, whom is the Sustainable Development Solutions Network, a global association, Masters in Practice Development, uh, Masters in Development Practice programs. Therefore, we are keen to ensure that we are here as the ICSD Staff Scientific Committee of DI uh, 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 Sustainable Development Masters of Development Practice Program in a decade of 10-year development programs and development spatial development framework. Therefore, we believe that if for many more what associations of global associations like the caliber of Mr. Sir Brian Macaluza as a leading voice is of the entire empowering, inspiring, motivational, encouraging, extraordinary, uplifting, and professional junior research, intensive, knowledge economic, field supportive to all the governments, World Conference Summits, especially by providing social outcomes and information society and social documents that are a true productivity that yes, the City of Cape Town, Western Cape Government, the Mayoral Executive Committee of 1652, Dutch East Indian Company for Trigger Movement has made an impact yes, to ensure that these are the collective shifting systems for business tomorrow, transforming to technology for the equal share of the uh, World Stock Exchange foreign direct investments of the inventory of the 21st millennium new world order will opportune. Even though we do understand that the question is, what about the investments since way back when coins were introduced as the financial currencies of silver coins and gold coins and bronze coins, and where is the first coin innovated? Those are the questions that managed to invent them wheel of fortune. Therefore, all the billionaires and investors and funders, please let's collaborate very well and continue with the presentation. We will leave that one for now into the Bitcoin Kings of the First Company Inc. and the Bitcoin Kings of Mr. J.T. Fox in partnership with Trevor T.W. Noah and Sister Brian Makuleza to come us down with the presentations to carry on. Therefore, in terms of all the governmental growth of every department that we have managed to mention in the previous media video presentations, we are ensuring that yes, we are a empowered, inspired, extraordinary, have world-changing ideas, workplace for innovators, and most innovative and creative companies of the empire of the 21st millennium. Therefore, what we are introducing right now is that the 19th century and the 18th and the 17th century of foreign direct investments through to the 16th and the AC and the BC time of the sequences of the existence of life, we shall discuss them in any profit time provided. Therefore, we believe that we should have a World Conference Summit in the name of the R1 Value Coin World Conference Summit or a World Conference Summit that will always take every period of 3 months a year, meaning 4 times a year in different state countries of the global world and in different continents where we shall discuss about what uh, financial foreign direct investments of the 18th century. Because, yes, the four legs of the table ambassador, author of the Expert to Catch a Mackerel, hearing grasshoppers jumping, the ambassador of Pick and Pay and Pick and Pay Foundation has been asking with other United Native Nations of the multiracial native nations of Asia and other continental continents in one question that where is the assets are equal to liabilities, yes, of each and every single year uh, in the World Stock Exchange and in the World Economic Development Forum and in all the academic business world, companies of the global world. And that was the killer point of the killer institute that was happening. Therefore, they have managed to also ensure that in 2020, 2019, while they were busy with their junior research intensive knowledge economics to ask questions about their entire what assets liabilities, assets equal to liabilities in every single United Nations government. Therefore, we shall wait for those kind. While we are waiting, as the City of Cape Town, Western Cape government, mayoral executive committee, in terms of the analysis of the foreign direct investments exchange, the wheel of fortune new world order. For now, it belongs, yes, to all the other developing companies, countries, and the ones that are innovative enough to handle those kind of stresses. But here, we won't interfere with any government that has got the power of advanced economy, because we shall meet again through the global network of advanced management. Please, the global network of advanced management are not reliable for the asset equal to liabilities over them. The people who are liable for the asset equal liabilities are the South African of the ANC government and its own partners in their schemes that they have been developing and in their schemes of financial corruption. Therefore, we shall leave it there. Therefore, to continue with our departments of governmental government to build the misfortunate countries, the underdeveloping countries, and the disadvantaged continental countries of the global world. You know the problem that I want to ensure that I close this interaction of liabilities is equal to assets is that these crypto billionaires and crypto investors and cryptocurrencies companies, you will find out that most of them don't come out from the same continent, they don't come out from the same state countries, and they don't come out from the same background of growth and wealth. Other countries that are out there in the crypto billionaires and the crypto investment currencies companies are companies that come what from their own investment in their own education in their own development of their inheritance of education that were not what interrupted by the US of A powers and is the power of those countries in same category of power, just like South Africa, just in few years of 10 years time. You understand? So once we stick too much in that Lanziga, we will be beginning what calling upon in the terrorism World Conference Summit. Therefore, there is an analysis of the new world order, what what a kind of effect and what of consequences of conclusions and what they will bring upon in this new 21st millennium if we stick too much in that. Therefore, let's just wait for them when they were talking about the 19th century, 18th century, 17th century, and the 16th century time of life when they are talking about the assets and liabilities. So while they are still thinking, let us continue what building our 21st millennium. without in any war. Because when Korea unleashed its nuclear, it proved that a war could come in anytime soon. And the book called the Watch of a religious religion called it the Watchtowers introduced that in any time coming there will be a welfare war. A welfare war meaning that a war was coming in this 21st million time of life. That is why we had to stand up as the Quaker towns of the District 6 City of Cape Town to come up with the resolutions when they were asking, can Africa rise again? So we are rising to say that let's be patient for a while and provide this next coming decade a time for them to investigate. But each and every country that is out there, what in the world stock exchange, in the currencies of the business department of all the liabilities of every minerals and materials of any financial income out in and out in the world stock exchange, they must keep their records as what financial information society for the conference of the information society world conference and for the documents outcome world conference summit, because in 2020 we had a social outcomes world conference summit for the government labs world conference summit and the GSG Global Impact World Conference Summit, and also the what cross sector in partnerships of Impact Bonds World Conference Summit. So these are the social outcomes of our own inheritance and endurance of the 21st millennium. So please, Mr. Bucco, once upon a time in Mexico, because I believe that in that scenario of the legendary of Zorro and the mask of Zorro, it's proven that other liabilities of the Mexico and in their roots, their liabilities and assets were taken from even in those scenario times of life, and others they were taken away from the circle of time of life of the motion picture called the Postman. Okay, thank you very much. Don't forget Amistad. Don't forget Kutakete. Don't forget the Roots. And don't forget Chicken George. Don't forget the one with uh, Oprah Winfrey and Mr. Clover. And also don't forget a lethal weapon of 1985 when the two policemen were in the FBI offices wanting to come to South Africa. And also, don't forget the one of the 12 years of slavery. This year are the results of our 12 years of slavery. And don't forget the two towers of the September 11th and the September 13th of Amaru Shakur. Therefore, to continue over here, not to waste time anymore, because electricity has managed to pass by. Now we don't have any electricity left. We are just using some connections of intelligence. Therefore, to build a sustainable continental state country in the governmental government, that will have no effect, that will have a great stability of unity, stability of trust, and stability of equal share, stability of enduring one passion, one vision, one values, one purpose, one strategic coordinating plan of strategy. All the continents, we can invite you into our own City of Cape Town, Western Cape Provincial Government, and the Mayoral Executive Committee government since 1652 until 1815, until 206 years of independence. Our policies and strategic development plans and our integrated development planning in terms of building a sustainable government of one eternity, spirituality, and immortality. that is in one endurance with the United Nations. And the only thing that is a matter of fact that is distracting us what in all the development plans is that we haven't managed to conquer what culture change. What we have to innovate right now and discover is what innovation in culture change. We must understand each other's languages, heritages, culture, tradition, literature, of philosophy in linguistic terms. Other languages don't care about other countries because other countries can't speak the international language of English. And then if they can't speak any kind of English that is spoken out there, or they can't understand the consequences of conclusions of the English language, they don't have any voice to be heard in the United Nations. And those ones that speak the same language, what did they inherit others that haven't inherited nothing at all? Therefore, the great stability for every continental country, we invite you into our policies, to our strategic of procurement of our 18 Ps. Remember, we used to have international marketing of trade, international communications in terms of integrated marketing and communication for the global world. We used to have the 4 Ps, and then we introduced it to the 6 Ps, but we have the 18 Ps, such as number one, professional, productive, profitable, promising, private, passionate, potentially, passive, promotional, into places that will proceed with the procedures of procurement in public participation in planetary universe policies of associations in partnering relationships. I believe those are the first 18 Ps of our creations of the World Bank United Nations World Stock Exchange for the equal share of the 21st millennium wheel of fortune in the life of the next Asian present continuous futuristic future generations of multiracial native nations of multi-universal, multi-united nations to endure the inheritance of the mysterious mysteries of their own education curriculum systems. Therefore, we look at us as the Skilltown Creek towns. We are in the L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology, the Groente Beginners van Denker, and the Scientology a Nieuwe op die Lewe. Therefore, in terms of the beginnings of the entire universal universes of in the creations of the life, let's do it now with a new look of new living. Because we have managed to maintain the economy and the global world while foreign direct investments since way back in AC time and in BC time, even before what is the first century time of life or the first time of the AC before Christ or after Christ. But we have managed to maintain the economy of the global world for those many billion years time ago or million years time ago. So we can't once again in this 21st millennium do that. The only thing that will help us to enjoy that life is to just carry on for the next coming 10 years and see what how far will it take for the sustainable development societies of solutions, global network associations of masters in practice development programs, how far will they go in terms of their productivity, unless each and every continental state country, each and every crypto billionaires country, every cryptocurrencies companies of the global world in the World Stock Exchange and in the AEEI investments, they come out with a really honest, trustworthy, honorable in the rules of engagement of the men of honor with a real information society documental outcomes in the name of the Social Outcomes Conference Summit of the 2020. because 2020 was the full cycle of the 10 years midterm. That's another 10 years midterm in the 21st millennium. That's a full cycle over there. But here, the City of Cape Town, Western Cape government, and the provincial government of the City of Cape Town districts and its towns of the Republic of South Africa. But please don't include it to any of the finances since 1993 until 2019, because we've been moving on our own. Therefore, for a great development strategic and policies of great procurement, ANC, that is the voice of Sir Ramaphosa trying to come into our network. You can't, Ramaphosa. You can't. Therefore, we must have these departments of governmental departments that will share the equal share with the United Nations government department, which are the Community Safety Department, the Community Development Department. Community must always be in a safe society. Safe society into crime, safe society into substance abuse, safe society into children's early childhood development, youth development, adult development, and safety society into transportation and pedestrian, and into education, and into programs happening on the community. And there must be an equal share in each and every city, what of each and every country, whether it's a village, a metropolitan, whether it's a rural settlement, a formal settlement, whether it's an informal settlement, whether it's a suburban, whether it's a state or a municipality, whether it's a, you understand? So all those community, they must be in safety, and community development, they must develop together as one under one roof. There must be the Department of Health, Cultural Affairs and Sports, Arts and Culture, and Sports Recreation, Sports Development, and Community Development and Partnerships. Community development and partnerships, it will be the umbrella of all the communities in one development and in one partnership, sharing the same equity, sharing the same empowerment, sharing the same values and purposes. And those community development in partnership now that we're talking about are Asia, the community of Asia, Europe, Latin America, North America, Africa, Madagascar, Austria, and all the Icelands and the Irelands, and the Middle East, Rhodesia, Indonesia, Azania, and all the Icelands and the Irelands of the One Earth. Remember, One Earth, before it was cracked into those continents of communities, it was One Earth. That was one, without being discriminated. So they must be in partnership. That partnership must be a one partnership of equal share in the above developments of sports and recreation, sports promotions, and then education and safer schools. Sports promotion, every sport must be promoted in each and every continental continent in one share. Education and safer schools, transport and public works. We have managed to introduce that in the transport and public works. We have introduced in the previous media video presentations. Before Mr. Buko over there, once upon a time in Mexico, came in to ensure that he needed some time to sleep so that we can carry on. You see, there's another ANC guy. Yes, from that chicken licking advert, when the guy from Mexico came looking for his boot, and that guy was sitting on the table and he gave me his boot. He gave me my boot. That's him who's saying that he wanted to sleep when I'm Mr. Buko. Forgetting now that I received my boot, but in South Africa. And then that dancing shit of the Pansula dance, dancing on the gunshots, dancing and dancing. He was surprised that I managed to find my boot. And then even Beyonce in one of her musical video, he had two guys that were dancing that same sheet of dancing feet of the Pantsula dance of Sarafina. And then we must have organizational development. Organizational development is to develop each and every organization, not according to one state, country, of one person individuality or one country, which is South Africa. You see, and then organizational development. Every organization must be in development in one criteria, in one equal share, and in one service delivery, and in one service excellence. Meaning that every we will introduce those organizations right now in development, and then safety promotions in partnership. Every promotional promotion in partnerships with all the continental continents, with their international, state, national countries of the United Unions and Commissions, they must be in safety promotions, meaning that whatever they are promoting, whether they are promoting their disadvantaged life, their disadvantaged growth, and their disadvantaged beginnings of the 21st millennium, or maybe confused as those ones that are produced in all those pages we've mentioned of the hashtag 9 summer 2017 GSB Business Review. If you can find that booklet and the GSB Business Review of hashtag 10 winter 2018, those pages we've mentioned, you will finally see over there that those introduced the pages, they need a safety promotions in partnership. So we are here to promote safety and safety protocols on what will happen if you don't take acknowledge of the new world order protocols of slavery and wars that could happen if we can get overexcited about finance or economy, because that economy of it is a foreign direct investments of the AEEI analysis of Makaluza Sister Brian, meaning that the A is for African equity empowerment investments, Asian equity empowerment investments, African, Asian, European equity empowerment investments, African, Asian, Austria, European, Madagascar equity empowerment investments, African, Asian, European, Latin, and North America, Austria, Madagascar, European, Middle East equity empowerment investments, and all the Icelands and the Irelands of the United Nations in one equal share of that equity empowerment investment. That's the Makaluza analysis of the 21st millennium of the AEEI emphasis. The other departments are the Department of Agriculture. That's why we have managed to discover the AgriTech, Agri-Universe, Agri-Planet, Agri Sisonke Siyanqoba, Together We Conquer, 1652 Afro-Griqua, and those equity empowerment investments analysis, agricultural farming and urban gardening to feed the planetary earth and to feed the united universe, recreation and parks. The recreation and parks, they are divided according to our Alderate Sipho Mabeta, whom had gave us the great privilege to research how to make recreation and parks of the 21st millennium in our disadvantaged continental countries. And then the public participation departments. Yes, every public must participate in terms of the government growth. They must have their voice of will, their voice of head, and when their voice to be heard, it must be registered down in terms of policies, and then it must be monitored, and it must be also surveyed, and it must also be assessed in terms of development growth, whether that particular public participation, a voice of having a say, has been completed in IDP development, of organizational development, or cooperative developments. And therefore, in the social crime preventions, I know that every motion picture that is the SABC or the South African they watch on TV, they think that everything is true or not true. But even if it's true, I know the TV always says so. Don't do this at home. Don't do this at home. In silent voices and in between the lines. Therefore, the community development and sports. All the communities development and sports, every community must have what the same development in sports activities and in sports promotion, which is why we have managed to introduce what is the development of sports, where we wanted the other continental world, while international one earth countries wanted to have a, 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 you see, we will talk about that later in terms of sports in the manifesto venture categories. And then the tourism events and marketing, you'll be impressed on how we have designed it for the global international world when it comes around to the city of Cape Town, Western Cape, or even in any other continental countries, which is why we are saying that those countries with power, they must still come up back into Africa, into Asia, into other continental countries, what and view and survey and access how can they make business partnerships with those continental countries for the entire growth of investing in low cost information systems and technology services. Those are the departments of great aspect of a lifetime that need right now to be accessed also very well according to the Lamushe Global Innovative Teenage Entrepreneurs Initiative, Vamushe Renaissance Innovation Designs Initiative, SEEDGO Academy, and the House of Lewis Academy, and also the Scientology of the L. Ron Hubbard ecosystem of do connect ecosystems over there in terms of what is the futuristic future growth, such as the Cape Town tech ecosystem, such as the initiative that has been introduced of the Cape Innovative Technology Initiatives. Many more are out there, but that one is truly a tremendous one that has to be stopped for a little while, and then we strategize how can we make most of those countries that have no access into information technology systems and technological services, and how we can bring them alive in partnership with the SEEDGO, in partnership with the Vamushe, Lamushe, Mushe, Vamushe, 18 P's of empire expansion of most innovative, workplace for innovators, world changing ideas, leading voice in artificial intelligence of the cybersecurity and the cybernet as the Griqua towns of the Griqua of the Republic of South Africa, 1652 until the 206 years in bicentenary years, the Business Support and Skills Development Department. So the Business Support and Skills Development Department, it will be those international, worldwide, global countries, yes, to come and support those countries that they have introduced and that they have been oppressing them for so many, many, many million years ago, oppressing them for so a long time, meaning that now they've got an opportunity but of educating them what to come back to be the 21st millennium time of the existence of the cycle of life before maybe you outreach what is their ancestors from outer space that they don't care about. And then the learnerships and apprenticeships and the compliance and luxury services. Learnerships and apprenticeships are the real core sourcing of the people who are whom can't afford any faculty departments of this lifetime of cycle of educational systems in the tertiary level of universal academia faculty departments of further higher advanced education, because you find that these years that we're living in Other courses cost over 54,000, which are no price in academic education or tertiary level, because others are supposed to cost 50 billion, others 50 million in rands over there. Yes, because they are a universal, multi-planetary universe. Researches of procurements that can be stolen from other continental countries in academia. So those countries here that are disadvantaged in international worldwide planetary universe education, they need to be provided with learnerships, scholarships, bursaries, and loans, so that they become part of the foundation and part of the basic education. And then they've been oppressed for so many million years to come. So they are the opportunity now of this ancient time of life, because while they were oppressed, their foreign direct investments of economy, but it never has been used. Therefore, and then the law enforcement and public transport interchange and transport for the Cape, that means transport for each and everyone. That is why we have managed to discover, invent, create all our companies, almost three companies or four companies of transportational departments, from locomotives to graphic designings and into CAD designings and all of those ones. The reason we've introduced the graphic design is because there's a faculty department called graphic designs. So you can make graphic designs just like that, and then you will take them to another level where they will be in a CAD designing. That means you'll be partnering with another company now to do the CAD designing. And then the CAD designing will go back into a three-dimension and of designing, and then it will be a complete design when everything is completed. So when you are producing a graphical design, you are not doing anything wrong, and we are qualified with graphic designs. And therefore, transport for the global international world, as it is said so by the Western Cape government, a spatial transformation into transport industry, or transport spatial transformation. And then human settlement, we introduce the human settlement. We need now to build our high scrapers of our human settlements in our new 21st millennium in terms of architect designing and the real estate urban development and urban designing for property management and asset management in a integrated development plan process management, transport and urban development authority, economic opportunities and asset management. Economic opportunities, yes, they are so grateful international, worldwide, global economic opportunities, such as the Sisonge Siagnoba together with Conga Agricultural Farming and our companies of the entire Lamushe Musheva Mushe Empire ecosystem of companies, and how to what coordinate government to government to government, United Nations into continental United Unions of commissions and commissions, and also how to raise an economy from a 500 billion multiplied by 600,000 and 600 million billion of 7,550, 996,152, 1,895,000 in 196 in 552, 695,000 million billion, all of them together at once. You put them in a closed bracket, and then you say it into the square of 650, 152 multi-billion of 196,000 of multiples of 100,000 into another root of 1,565, 152, 100,000 million billion of a trillion 65, 62,000, 62, 98,095, 856, 125 of another square root, which is in multiples of 96, trillion, billion, million, trillion of 150. So in 395 billion trillion, you see how far they were. And then all of them together at once, you put them in another closed bracket, you multiply them by what? By another square of 165 in 65,154 billion. That here is the economy what that South Africa owes the global world just for the presentations that took place over the past few months. Therefore, in terms of billions and trillions, that is the new world order. New world order wheel of fortune discovered by the year 2000 of the 12 years of slavery. That was discovered way back in 2012 while we were still students at the University of Cape Town, Graduate School of Business, Department of Raymond Academy. So that is whether is it in dollars or in pounds or is it in rands? Multiply all of them together by that one, and then it will be in an order that we're still waiting for. Are those investments from the 18th century, 17th? No, year 2000. Okay, meaning from 2001, 12 years of slavery. From the motion picture, 12 years of slavery. Wow. That means in 2001, it all began at Head Start College in a private institution that was funded and invested by global investors and funders from the global world. Thank you very much. Therefore, social services and security and safety. Whatever you are doing with whatever innovation and creation that has been created, discovered, and implemented, the resources of the philosophy and education that are in what patenting, that are in trademark, that are in development under what universal university, one universal multi-universities of multiracial native nations. Don't disturb what foreign direct investments, what in GSG, what the global impact bonds. You understand City of Cape Town? When a South African government, it's a woman who is with all power there of evil and deviling. Yeah. Okay. So the security and safety, what don't cross the barometers behind enemy lines. If you have your own rands, those rands are yours. They are not Cape Town rands. The rands belong to where now? Nelson Mandela and then Madiba man, but now they belong to who? Soweto man? Oh. Occupational health and safety and employee wellness. We have managed to bring now an employee wellness where we want the city, what we call the Cape Innovation Technology Initiative, with their initiative was to teach women innovation into business with the criteria of understanding the universal language that is spoken in terms of security services, security safety, social services of security innovation, of social innovation and entrepreneurship, so that you do know what boundaries you must take, boundaries you must not take, and the boundaries that you must not overcome in the barometers of behind enemy lines. Impact investing in South Africa alone, but the whole continent has got an impact investing in Africa. Barometers investing in Africa, but South Africa has got its own alone, and please don't include any of the Griqua towns of the Republic of South Africa, because they are the ones producing every social outcomes into the information society, food, security, health and security, World Conference summits, especially to the what social documents conference summits. Traffic management, you are the greatest traffic distractors of all times in the global world, even in the technology, even in the cyber security, even in the cyber net. And you never had any education in that had you manipulated your own education. You lied and you said that you were never educated. There was never an equal education. But Nelson Mandela was a student, but at the University of Eastern Cape of Fort Hare, coming from a primary school to a secondary school into university, but you say that you never educated. How come that thing is like that? But Nelson Mandela is an advocate and he is a doctor. Traffic law enforcement, Chrysalis Academy interns. We want to build the Chrysalis Academy interns into another level that will be bigger and become in a same level with the Navy base ones that we were talking about in other previous presentations. For the Global of Africa boot camp, Africa boot camp startup of Philip Kariakofe. The Crytastalic Academy interns, yes, we want to build some more of them and build the base of the Crystalis more bigger. And then the military Navy SEAL combat training base. Those are the other departments we were talking about. And the other, lastly, departments that we want to just introduce are the partial care, multi-purpose education and training, skills development, global economic, job creating opportunities, mass and development centers for early childhood development, youth development, people with disabilities, older persons, for adult education and training. For the youth department program, the services of older people with program, the sustainable livelihood program, the victims of empowerment program over there. So, thank you very much, international global people of the world. No, this is not dedicated to you, ANC government. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are you offering the world? What are you offering the universe? Because that is Sansa, NASA, oil and Sansa of the NASA spaceship. It doesn't belong to even to you, South Africa. It belongs to the City of Cape Town government. Listen, it was discovered by the leading voice who is speaking right now. We can prove that letter about it when it was delivered there. We can see the pictures. But in your own eyes, you can come in. Here's that boy coming inside those people, talking to them at the back of the tennis. That's the entrance door to the tennis was. That's the letter coming inside to him. Here are the letters over here. You'll be surprised. How can South Africa, Johannesburg, got a NASA, but the military base of the Navy is in Simonstown? And you think that you can inherit that? Yeah. The one who discovered that innovation, he did his assignment of the Navy and the NASA and the astronomy of astronomer when he was 4 years at the Masakane Library in Khayelitsha. Thank you, international global people of the world. But now I want to say thank you to each and everyone who has been listening across the global universe of the multi-universes, straight to the Space International Gate. What we're going to introduce, we are in need of, as the Lamushe Global Innovative Teenage Entrepreneurs, Kumile West Coast Youth Foundation, we are in need, please, of grants, of donations, of funds and investors, especially donations to donate to us, maybe laptops, donating to us even finances that you can donate, no matter how much you can donate, for us just to buy the coming economic developments for the sustainable development growth of our companies. Thank you.